Welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion I'm on the motorbike and we're having a look at some abandoned homes and a homestead. Now first of all, I found the actual homestead by chance, and when I got home I did a bit of a research and found these photos of what the place looked like back then, even to one that was in 2021 when it was up for sale, and it did get sold. This whole block of land with all the homes that are on it went for just over $1 million, so that gives you an idea. Now, Wyndham Vale is on the sort of regional areas of suburbia, but it's slowly being part of suburbia, so it gives you an idea how the suburban sprawl is extended so far out from the CBD of Melbourne. So without fail, we'll jump on the motorbike and I'll show you what it looks like today. Now also just note, and I do apologise, the wind noise was unbelievable. Now if you look in the trees behind me on any given occasion throughout this video, you'll see that the wind's blowing pretty strong and the poor drone really struggled. So it was basically a case of putting the drone up as quickly as I could, took a few shots of it or some video, and then quickly turned it off and brought it down because the wind was extreme. Now I also have to give people a warning when we get to this homestead and these homes, that there is a lot of graffiti and some of the colourful language that's been spray painted on the walls is pretty sad, but you know, I guess kids will do what they do, and you'll find that all the properties have been totally trashed. Now, just a quick note, as I arrived at this location, there were two sort of pickups or utes or utility vehicles, and they were full of debris, and once I arrived, I seemed to have scared them off. I have no doubt, and I do surmise that they were prepared or preparing to dump their loads in this area, which is a bit of a shame, and I didn't notice if they had any tyres in the back of their vehicles. But one of the biggest problems I see is how many tyres you find on these abandoned properties. It's one of the first things that people do. So obviously a lot of the tyre shops or people who provide a service and get paid for it to dispose of tyres are not taking it to the correct recycling locations and simply dumping it on the properties they find that are vacant until such time as they get redeveloped. It's a bit sad to see. And I would find it very frustrating as a developer if that was the case, because I'd imagine that now to remove all these tyres and all the other debris would have to add up to about $10,000 to their bill. So here we are in the first building. It's the homestead itself. This has probably got about 5 bedrooms in it. It is a huge home. Once again, everything's been stripped out. There's no wiring, there's no fittings and fixtures. Anything that was worth anything has been removed and recycled, hopefully correctly, because it has value, and there's money involved with all the copper piping that's in these homes and also within the cables themselves. And as you can see, the graffitists have had a great time in here. Even the PowerPoints have been removed, which is a bit interesting. I guess they had some sort of value. I'm surprised that no one takes the timber framing. With the cost of timber now, I would have thought someone would go to the trouble of removing it. And once again, I'm sure if someone spoke to the developer and said, hey look, can we come in and strip all the timber beams down, I'm sure they'd probably say absolutely, knock yourself out, because this is all going to be demolitioned anyway. The kitchen's been removed. I'm assuming all the ovens, stoves, and all that sort of stuff has also been taken. The toilets must have been relatively new because they've been removed as well. And seeing all the busted plaster doesn't sort of seem to worry me, because I'm thinking, well, they've got to access to get all those cables out, and I'm sure the builder or the developer has arranged that. If not, well, then someone clever enough has come in and just taken the lot. A lot of inbuilt cupboards that they didn't take because obviously it's a bit too difficult. Now, this was my favourite little building, this little pergola. It's actually, as you would have seen earlier in the photos before, this had a spa bath in the middle. But what you'll find at the back of this area is the most bizarre bathtub. It has only one entry point, which is the most narrow bit, and it's got 3 walls around the around the bathtub, which I thought was a bit odd. So this is it. So there's your bathtub, and it's got 3 walls around it, and you get in and out from one end. Never seen one like that before. Very interesting. There's your toilet. It would have been a cool place to hang out with the spa bath in the middle. Now this is the roof of that pergola. Absolutely terrific. Now, obviously someone doesn't like someone's mum. And once again, I'll just remind viewers that there is a lot of graffiti in these buildings, and the words or the language used is quite interesting. I guess kids will do what kids do, as I mentioned earlier. And we also come across and have a look. There's a swimming pool as well, and there's trees growing out of it. So from about 2020, from that earlier photo, you don't see the trees in the swimming pool. So it's only taken within 3 years for all this to occur. Also, just reminding viewers that I am quite vocal when I first rock up to these places. I make it quite clear that I'm only here to take photos and do some videoing, and if there's anyone there, please yell out, as I'm not here to do anything else but that. I'm very conscious of kids, and maybe groups of kids that might be in there doing some damage or something and don't want my presence. Also, I'm concerned about people with substance abuse that are in there, and obviously the worst case scenario is someone in there with a mental health issue that's in hiding, or someone who is overdosed. I think that's the only way I can put it. And on occasions I have come across people who have, I believe, a mental health issue, and I've passed that information on to police just to let them know that there is someone there that might be needing some sort of social assistance. So here we have one of the properties that's still standing. As mentioned, there was 3 in total from the old photo, and now only 2 are standing. And they all seem identical in design. So either they were rentals for the homestead to generate some income from, or extended family to live in. No idea. Could be the 2 granny flats for the in-laws to live in. That wouldn't surprise me either, because I've seen that as well. I've seen where you have 2 or 3 generations living on the same property in some of the rural areas where you have the family home, and then you have the in-laws, their little sort of granny flat, and then you have your own parents with their granny flat nearby and on the same block of land. Wouldn't surprise me if this was the same case. Now, as I pan to the right, you'll see the property that has been totally demolished. There it is there. And then we'll make our way to the last property there at the end. Just note the wind on the trees. Now, I did try to get the drone up, which will be coming up shortly. Boy, did that drone struggle. Now, as I finalise my walk around to see what's in the area, I will go get my drone now and we'll give that a bit of a fly. Now, just as a quick note, I am aware that a lot of people mightn't be sort of keen to watch abandoned buildings or similar, but unfortunately I am, and there are a few others that are also. So if you are aware of an old building, be it an old railway station or an old sort of infrastructure associated with railways, like a trestle bridge or just a bridge in general. Also, if there's an old church that's quite unique in design or something. Also factories, warehouses, and sort of old historic buildings that have sort of fallen to the wayside. I'd be keen to have a look, and I'm keen to do a video of it. Also, it has to be roughly about an hour and a half from Melbourne, so I can make it into a day commute. So if you can help me out with that sort of stuff, that'll be great. I'll give you credit for it, and just leave a message in the description below where all the comments are, or you'll also find my email address there, and you can send it to me directly through the email. So if you do have something, let me know and that'll be great. So here we are nearing the end of this video or presentation, and I hope you liked it, and if you did, by all means click on that like button or that thumbs up icon, and please subscribe. Subscribing really doesn't cost you 1 cent and it helps out the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.